Black men and Black women in the South did not have the right to vote. Black women did not have the right to vote simply because they were women, and no women in the United States had the right to vote. And that all changed with the passage of the 19th Amendment, which we know of as the Women's Suffrage Amendment. So Annie E. Jones, when the Women's Suffrage Amendment was passed, she became very active publicly and organizing Black women in the community to prepare to be able to register to vote. In 1920 was that they would have to take a literacy test. They'd have to take a test that proved that they were literate enough to be able to be qualified voters. And it was a test that was designed earlier, way back maybe in the early 1900s, to deny Black men the right to vote. So when I mentioned before that Black men couldn't vote, Black men did get the right to vote after the Civil War. North Carolina passed a law that required all people to take a literacy test, but it was really applied to Black men in order to deny them access to the ballot. We really see her most active when it comes right after the 19th Amendment is passed. There's an article that's published in a local newspaper where she's quoted as saying, we women are going to get together and we're going to learn the Constitution, back and front, because the literacy test was literally being able to answer any question about the North Carolina Constitution. I can only imagine how disappointed she might have felt at the end of the day in 1920 when only 3 Black women were able to register to vote. So what that says to me is that we today have a legacy to uphold. We have to vote. We cannot wait. We owe it to Annie E. Jones. We owe it to the other Black women who also risked their jobs, they risked their homes. Maybe they risked even being able to safely live in North Carolina, where they were from, by going out and taking these classes. So she really grew to become a resident of Elizabeth City, someone who was very committed to the community and very committed to the university. And that graduation ceremony took place also in the neighborhood in Cornerstone Missionary Baptist Church, which was the church that she and her husband attended. Where the Bank Street School used to be, there's now a Head Start. So there still is a little bit of the legacy of Annie E. Jones's work as a primary school teacher that still stands in Elizabeth City with that Head Start school building right on the property that her school used to be. Annie E. Jones really shows us the way. It's through courage, it's through persistence, it's through optimism. Tell her story. Just carry on the legacy of Annie E. Jones.